The stranger in the room. Nneka's life in London was ordinary but stable. She worked in a pharmacy tucked between a Nigerian restaurant and a Polish bakery, her days moving in predictable rhythms: white coats, quiet greetings, and the scent of antiseptic. Her husband, Chijioke, had recently traveled back to Lagos for work. Something about expanding his logistics business. She didn't ask too many questions. Their marriage had long settled into a polite silence. It was on a rainy Wednesday that the call came. Nneka Obasi? Yes. This is the Lagos State Police. I'm afraid we need you to come to Nigeria. It's your husband. The officer hesitated. We need you to identify his body. Returning to what was left behind. The flight was quiet. Her palms stayed folded in her lap. She didn't cry. She didn't feel anything, at least not yet. Grief hadn't found its way in. Or maybe, it wasn't welcome. At Murtala Muhammad Airport, the air hit her like a memory, humid, noisy, familiar. Her brother picked her up, avoiding her gaze. They drove in silence until he muttered, they found him in Ikeja. Behind some shops. Nneka turned to him. Found. In a brothel. In a brothel? Jesus Christ. She closed her eyes, shook her head and wept silently in disbelief. Room 14. The building was painted in faded pink, the kind that used to look cheerful but now felt exhausted. A sign read Paradise Palm Suites, though it was neither paradise nor suited. The manager led her down the hallway. There were muffled voices, cheap air freshener, and too many locked doors. Room 14 stood open. There he was. Chijioke lay still, covered with a thin white sheet that couldn't hide the shame hanging in the air. The officer beside her spoke quietly, heart failure. They said he collapsed during, intercourse. There was a woman present. She has fled. Nneka's eyes lingered. She could see his face, still, pale, the mouth slightly parted. But there was no warmth, no familiarity. Nothing that felt like hers. The choice. Is this your husband? The officer asked. She looked at the body. Then back at the officer. No, she said calmly. I've never seen him before in my entire life. Oh. Confused silence. The officer blinked. You're listed on the paperwork, his wife. I think there's been a mistake. I do not know this person, she lied. She turned and walked out. Closure, rewritten. Outside, the sky cracked open and Lagos rain fell like cleansing fire. It soaked through her blouse, chilled her skin, and whispered something unfamiliar, freedom. She didn't go to the burial. She didn't call his family. She booked a return flight, changed her surname, and began again. Some said she was cruel. Others, brave. But Nneka never explained. There are some betrayals too sharp to mourn, and some goodbyes best left unanswered. Comment yes if you completed this true story. Remember to like or subscribe now.